Hey guys, welcome to another video made by myself, Fraser Weir, as I delved into my dirty addiction, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Wannabe pilot, definitely nowhere near being a real world pilot. This is just purely for fun and an enjoyment and sharing with you guys some of my flights that I do, and hopefully maybe in a way it will help other newbie flight simulator simmer pilots into the world of Flight Simulator, but doing these realistic real world routes and following procedures up to a point, but leaving that real geeky stuff to the real pilots or the real wannabe pilots, where sort of, as I'd say, I'm just below that. I'm not at that level to take things seriously. I'm just here to get my fix of doing real world flights and doing it as quickly as possible. So here we are, we're carrying on with our little tour of duty with Blue Islands Airlines and the ATR, and a bit of a, you could call it a rest in peace trip, doing a whole lot of real world flights while they're still up on flight radar. We've only got a couple more. That's the dog. We've only got a couple more to do. I looked online and they did a few seasonal flights, so we might do those as well. But we don't have much more to go actually. There's a flight that I will do. It's to Cranefield. It looks like it must be their little base, their maintenance base. But apart from that, we've got Bristol and we've got London Gatwick. So apart from that, that's all of the airports that they operated out of. So, well, according to their flight radar routes. So we will get in there, we'll get in and we'll get going, eh? So we will come into our flight plan and we'll go new flight plan, go route, view some brief data, and we will enter in our departure and arrival, so EGNX / EGJJ or JB execute, and we will now enter in the flight plan. We'll just get the departure runway, the official departure runway. Let's see what they give us. So runway 27 and set. Seeing this one here, execute. So we've got our flight plans, our departure sorted, and this is a nice long flight plan with a few airways that we can practice doing, smashing out this long, lots of little things to add in, but we can really make it fast. So we can go to SAPCO, we can go airway, we can select Y53, we can now select DTY, we can go back into this airwave and select the next one, which is M605. I do like these flight plans that just let you find the relative thing without having to type in anything. So we're going to go to Sylvia, Q41 to Sam, N63 to Lena, And just like that, you just smashed out a flight plan. But it helps when you have these FMSs that allow you to just do it like I did, just go from Airwave to just click on the boxes without having to type it in manually. So that went really well. I'll just double check, make sure it is 27 that I'm going to be landing on. Perfect, so I'll just have a look at that quickly now and make sure it's not one of those funny weird ones that overfly the NDB, which it looks like it is. So we'll just change that. We'll do another RNAV approach, eh? So we won't worry about doing that. Actually, what we could do, we will do that arrival, but we will skip out that leg there, so we just go straight to that one. So we'll come into our airport. It's just making it up as you go, but it just saves doing overflying this and flying out there. It just makes it, and I think in real life they'll just do the same too. So we're going to go RNAV 27. We're going to use Len 1B, which is this one here, and we're going to go to Optimus here, none, execute, and then we'll go to the next page, and we're just going to find this Guernsey. We're going to clear this one here because we don't want to go, we want to go directly to this waypoint here. So just going to clear that out, execute, and we'll get rid of this discontinuity like so. And we'll just double check what our departure is, so it's this one here. Perfect. I think we're ready to, we'll enter in our, not that one, we'll enter in our weight and fuel, so we can do it with the ease of Flight Simulator 2020's weight and balance page. So we're going to be block fuel if we'll make that, or round that up to 2,000 kgs, like so. Payload, our takeoff weight is going to be 21,314, so we can just, I'll just use the mouse wheel and just sort of scroll it up to 21. I'll just have it at that, and then we'll go into our data page. We'll just go init, we'll just go position init, and we'll just copy and paste and get that set up. We'll go return, we'll go to perf init page, and we'll set our, actually, yeah, well, it's got a bit of a flow, so we'll just do it like they request us to do. So we'll just, we're going to be travelling at 16,000 feet. So we can now come into here and just 16,000 feet. So that's nice and bold, and we'll go to our weights. We'll enter in our weights. So 2045 is our fuel, and our zero fuel weight is going to be 21,303, take away 2045 will give us 19,258. And the moment of truth, will it match up? Yep, it does. Perfect, so we can get rid of that. Alright, we will, our runway heading should be what it should be, our, when I left it last, but I forget to sync my heading when I'm coming into land, so we'll just come into here and we'll go to our... Actually, we should be able to use that actually, so we'll just... It was set to 263 or 283, what was it? Mind you, it's going to be a very quick turn. I think that looks good enough. But we are using this like DME sort of in real life. Is there? It must be coming off it. Yeah, that's a VOR there, but we don't need to do that for this flight. Right, just double check our runway heading 268, 275, just a little bit out. Doesn't really have to be accurate. Right, I think we're ready to close up the doors. We will go to start and we'll just push this little button here and we'll power up the engine. While we do that, we'll turn on these arm signs. We'll turn our beacon on too. Actually, we should turn it off in real life, but we haven't disconnected a few things. Oh, and that prop brake isn't working, so what we will do is we'll just turn it off. Push the hydraulic pump again, and we need to start up the engine. That looks like it's done the trick. Once this gets into the green range, we can disconnect the ground power unit, so we can do that now. Turn on the probes. We'll turn on our beacon now. We'll get our request to taxi. Right, away we go, folks. And that prop brake isn't working by the looks of it. Right, we'll start our next engine. We'll just flick it on so we can focus on our pushback, and we'll just get rid of this prop brake. Right, oops, put the brake on a bit too much there, but we'll get going, folks. We'll just power this up to auto. I think I've already got my transponder set on anyway. Do I need to change it at all? No, we don't need to change it. Right, we'll go back into here. Forgot to disengage my nose wheel steering, but oh, we need to do this too. Reset fuel, confirm data, and we'll set our trims, which is actually already set. Put a bit of throttle. We've got our flaps down, and we'll turn on this TRU. And we should probably have our engine anti-ice buttons on because it is freezing out there. Right, just like that, we did a quick little turnaround. and I just find the tuning a little bit suspect in the ATR. It just feels a bit too different, a bit too heavy in a way. Right, we'll make sure that takeoff config is working. We've got to put our gust locks on, but that's alright. This is not real life. Just going through this checklist because I've done it so many times. But we'll turn off our packs. Anything else I need to do? No, I think that looks good. Just keeping on the runway is the key thing. Now we'll just clear that screen like so. Right, we'll enjoy a bit of the outside view as we go past what I believe is the cargo apron. Right, I was going to do something else, but I've forgotten what I was going to do, but I think everything looks pretty good. Oh yes, that's right, I'm going to come into here, select heading, select our nav, select IAS, indicated airspeed, and select VNAV, so that's all set for when we turn on our autopilot. And that's in the pink, so that means that's set to our automatic speed mode. Now we don't need to use all of the runways, so we're just going to use this one here. It's going to conflict with the FS HUD, but he'll just have to suck it up. Right, I'm just going to go get my landing lights on, get my strobe lights on. We're basically ready to depart straight away. Alright, we're using the thrustmaster that I've got. I'm just going to set it to cruise notch, which is the setting that will help if I take the gust lock off. And away we go, folks! We're a bit rough with the different procedures and whatnot, but we don't care. And lift off. Plenty of room, plenty of runway. Landing gear can disappear. And I better get into flying. I'm just going to turn on the autopilot. Beautiful. That looks like a really cool little racetrack there. I wonder what racetrack that is. Alright, I don't see the flaps notch, so I'm just going to raise my flaps up. Then we're going to flick this into climb mode. Alright, I'm just going to speed it up just a touch. Let's see what FS HUD is doing. Oh, sweet, so I can just resume it to the current setting. Landing gear is up, flaps are up. We're just going to pretend we've got it set to our standard, which we have actually. Turn our packs back on. Engine leads, yeah, that's what we've done. Taxi lights and all the rest of it will come up. Turn off when we get above 10,000 feet. But yeah, that's all that there is that we need to do, folks. So actually I'll just go ahead and turn off the lights now. Turn off these. Oh, I should set that back to off. And yeah, just sit back and relax, guys, and we'll get back to the fun part, the landing bit. Alright, we're coming up to the business end now. We're coming up to our top of descent, and I've just set up my... just changed the arrival so it can do the RNAV approach, and we'll just change our altimeters to... I'll set this, our minimum set to MDA, and we'll just set 570. And once this gets below 5 nautical miles, we'll just scroll it all the way down to 2,000 feet to begin with. So about now, start scrolling it all the way down to 2,000 feet. And we'll just go through and just clear these out and approach. We'll get that sorted very soon. What is our... Alright, we started our descent. We'll see if this updates. Oh, wrong one. Coming into a nice sunny approach back into Guernsey Island, and we have been given our QNH, that's 23. So I'll set that to 23. Perfect. And what else do? We didn't do our performance, our transition. I think it's about 5,000, is it 6,000 feet? But we've already been given it anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Just check out what our weather is, our forecasts. It's going to be roughly 10:23, so what we've got set. And our wind's going to be 310/7, and we'll just make it maybe 10. I'll just go back to the flight plan page. Now we can turn on our landing lights, our taxi lights, turn on our seatbelt sign, come down here and clear that. And we'll change this to direct to Optimus, so we won't have to do that annoying overfly. And yeah, that's another place we need to go to. Guernsey. But we'll do that with the Guernsey ATR. Right, we're all getting ready for we're coming into our approach and need to be below 210, which is what it's set up here. And just zoom in, not zoom out. Just double checking, making sure everything looks reasonable. Go around altitude, so 3,000 feet, but as we know we can't set that, otherwise it messes it up a bit. And we're going to do another RNAV approach and just show you once again how to do it without getting those little annoying bugs with the V part, the V path, whatever it is. So just when you're basically on your, I'm just making it up as I go, but once you get to that, your actual RMP approach, we basically just scroll this down, our altitude down to our landing altitude, which is 300 feet. And that way, like, I think you would set it, and I think in real life, I think you would set, you just go approach, we'll just click on the approach thing, but because there's the bike, it just messes it up. But we enjoy flying over the islands, just a little bit. Just minimize that, we don't really need it open. It's a shame we can't do it in 2024 because the hills do come out a lot more in the game. In 2024 it is really nice platform to use, but it is unstable in other parts and it just doesn't work with the ATR like I want it to work. Right, we are now lined up for our, basically our equivalent of our final approach, so landing gear and our first station flaps can now come down. We'll just clear all of this because why not? We'll just leave that to take off, just leave that to full power just in case we need it. What else do we need to do? Nothing else really, that's it. Just got to remember to put down our, we'll just clear that too. Just got to remember to put down that next stage of flaps, which we probably can do now. And we just let the actually decent our nav ability on this to do its thing. We'll just sync our power heading because we forget to do that. And we'll just let the autopilot sort of do its thing really. But in real life we'll probably take over by now, but yeah, let's take over, disengage the autopilot, disengage that. Because it's just one of us, we can't really set our go around altitude, so that's a bit we're committed. Just trying to get a view outside, but we sort of nose down a little bit. But yeah, coming into lovely Guernsey airport here, and I won't do another turnaround flight, but we will do a couple more flights with this Blue Island Airlines livery, the ATR. I noticed that when I was looking at Wiki, there's a few seasonal flights that it used to do, so we'll probably do those as well.
Minimum.
Oh, and we'll turn off our sim rate.
200.
And we'll try and do a smoother landing this time.
100. 50. 40.
See if we can
30.
master it a bit more.
20. 10.
Still sounds quite rough, doesn't it? Right, not too sure. Oh yeah, there is a full-length taxiway, so we missed that, so we'll just roll on out to the end. Put a bit of reverse now. Alright, that's us folks. We've arrived officially at Guernsey, and we'll just taxi on back. Landing lights and strobe lights can now come off. I'll just make sure that we're on the right path, and we will go for this checklist. We'll pull these back, we'll put our gust lock on, make sure these are still level, because that's another, like a mini bug. We'll turn off our taxi lights actually, we'll turn off our, yeah, it's another little bug. Sometimes you don't have your propellers flush when you drop this will drop down to reverse, and it just misses, and you can't get it out when the gust lock's on, and it's just annoying. Right, we'll turn off our engine number 1 and we'll just single taxi back. And is there anything else I'm forgetting to do? Should I turn off my flight directors? Yeah, I'll turn those off and on just to reset those. And yeah, that is... I'll just clear this warning sign. Make sure I'm not getting too all over the place. Everything is as it should be. And the engine is run down at engine number 1, so we can just turn it off completely. We'll just shut down the turn off the fuel pump. Get that power up. Good old taxi in, single taxi into our stand. This is another third-party airport. I don't know where I got it from. I think it's on Flight Sim TO2. That looks like a really cool little balcony there. But it is really nicely done, this airport. Why buy it when you can get it for free, and even then you can give these people a coffee for these amazing works that they provide for us for free. Essentially, it's really nice. And even I can tell you it's a lot of hard work doing these airports, even when I've done mine and I've just done just redid the taxiways and the taxi lights and made everything look realistic. I haven't never been able to master the different taxiway markings and all the rest of it that I do know. It's definitely a lot of hard work in itself doing that, and to do all of these custom terminals, it's just next level. That's the first taxiway. We're 3. We're going to be taking up 3. And I don't know what 3 and 3A is. I just started turning now because it is a little bit hard to turn with a single engine. Actually, it's not too bad. I'm assuming you can just park behind each other here, eh? Alright, we're coming up to our parking bay. Just put on a bit of brake. Actually, the single engine taxiing has gone really well today. Parking brake on, and we can now throttle this back. And we'll just turn on the prop brake to make everything safe, and we can turn off our beacon light. Is that stopped? Yeah, that's stopped. And we can ground power it, we can open up all the doors and chocks, and we can come up here and engage with the external power, and we can now shut this down, and we will go into this page here and we'll turn off our transponder. Let's go through and clear all these messengers and clear that just to tidy it all up. And oh, we can turn off the seatbelt signs, disengage that. Turn off the fuel pump, make sure you turn that off because that will flatten the battery. And we should have turned this off when we were taxiing, but that's alright. But yeah, here we are folks, we've finished these multi-leg flights. But yeah, finished the flight from what was that airport called? East Midlands Airport to Guernsey, and yeah, we'll come back and do another couple of flights with this airline. And for now folks, we'll leave you guys to it, and we'll get back to you later on and do some more videos. See you later.